The Nintendo 64 was Nintendo's third console. Coming out just over a year after the PlayStation in September of '98, the 64 was the most powerful 3D machine of the time. Nintendo churned out games that the competition could only dream of running. The way I remember it, and I'm pretty sure many others feel the same way, playing the N64 for the first time was mind-blowing. It was probably the only time in my life that a new console felt truly next-gen. Going from something like Super Mario World on the SNES to Mario 64 was just insane. Fully realized 3D worlds were no longer some 90s fever dream. They were actually here. Mario could go anywhere in the Mushroom Kingdom, climb any tree, or jump over any gap. At the time, it was amazing. Even though the N64 makes a great first impression, it was a bit of a troubled console. In the fifth console generation, almost every hardware manufacturer opted to move on from cartridges and instead built their machines around CD technology. Except for two, the N64 and the Atari Jaguar. Not exactly the best company for Nintendo to be in. Nintendo's decision to stick with carts may have eliminated load times, but it also kept production costs high. In addition, the cartridges restricted game sizes to a maximum of 64 megabytes, with competing CD-based consoles able to cram 650 megabytes into a single disc for a much lower cost. Because of the limitations that the N64's cartridges presented, many third-party developers jumped ship from Nintendo to PlayStation. Probably most notably Squaresoft shifting Final Fantasy VII over to Sony, and not to mention the countless other third-party games that never appeared on the N64. Looking back, the N64 was really kinda Nintendo's first failure, and it certainly isn't its last. Don't get me wrong, I loved the system as a kid, but with the exception of its handful of major titles, which are excellent, everything else is just kinda not worth revisiting.